Don't worry, I'm determined.
Uh.
Don't worry.
Yeah, so we got Dedication 6, man. A lot of people really didn't know what to expect from this. Even I didn't know what to expect from this shit. I was like, man, I don't know, bro. You know, Lil Wayne doing another mixtape, no album. But it's been a couple days now since it dropped. It dropped on Monday. It's like, Thursday? East Coast is like Friday now. So it's been about a week, you know what I mean? And at first listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna front. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, I ain't really feeling it. You know, it ain't really all that. But that was just me rushing because it was Christmas. You know what I mean? Gifts and shit like that. And was trying to go to the movies and do a bunch of other shit. But I didn't really give it an ear, didn't give it a chance. You know what I mean? And to keep it a buck, I was sober. I ain't smoking no weed, no shit like that. So, you know what I mean? I think you can hear music differently when you're sober. And, like, if you do weed or drink or anything like that, not saying you got to be on any substance to enjoy music. But some music like this is a lot much better when you kind of lit. So, with that being said, you know, I kind of posted, as you just seen in the intro of the video, the 10 songs that I did like. And I'm hearing that it's supposed to be a part 2. So this is like part 1. And it reminded me of when he did the Drought 3. And if I remember right, he did drop the Drought 3, both discs on the same day. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe he did. So I was thinking like, well, he dropped this one on Monday, which is Christmas. It'd be dope if he dropped this too next Monday. I do believe that would be, that'll be the new year. You know what I mean? But how does that look? You know, you dropped one portion of it in 2017, the second portion in 2018. It just looked weird. So I'm hoping to God that, you know, it's only a couple days left in this year. He drop it between now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or some shit like that. Maybe for New Year's or something like that. But anyway, enough talking. He kind of did his thing on his joint. The songs that we already heard was, you know, the Kendrick joint where it was called Something Different, but he ended up calling it Fly Away. And we heard Blacking Out featuring Euro. But the only problem it cool, but the problem that I had with it is like when you tackle a Hove and Kendrick beat, you don't just tackle him if you're not gonna kill it. I'll give him the Kendrick beat. He did do his thing, especially on the second portion on the beat switch. But the OJ track, like, it's Hove, and Hove actually had a message in that record. And for you to take the record and not even just destroy it, you know, or bring something new to the table, I just felt like it was a very underwhelming record. It was cool, but it was just very underwhelming because you see what he did with Run This Town and DOA. So whenever you tackle a beat, you know, you got to go in there and destroy it. And that's one thing to where with this mixtape, I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, he had some crazy flows on here, some wittiness, a lot of bars, punchlines and shit. And it was fun because I like 10 records off of it. But none of these songs made me forget about the original. And that's the thing with Wayne that was kind of like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? None of this shit is, you know, that crazy to the fact that I don't want to listen to the original no more. His voice alone, some of it is like the vocals, how he just kept rapping, like, you know, speed it up, slow it down, and he just kept going in like when you about to talk and about to, you know, lose your voice, you got to catch your breath. And it just seemed like some of the way he was rhyming, it kind of just fucked the record up. It's crazy when you listen to it, but it's just like, damn, he just going on like a run-on sentence. I mean, it works, but it just felt like some of the songs were just like rushed. He just went in and just rushed it instead of, nah, take that out, let me do that over, like how he normally do with his mixtapes. Other tracks on here, Nicki Minaj with the whole Remy diss, I was like, man, that's kind of petty. You know what I mean? You still taking a shot at her on a mixtape. It was alright, you know, the Rockstar joint. People say that Nicki saved the record. I mean, it is what it is. Bank Account, definitely he did his thing. Like I said, I don't feel like the original of Extra True Life is better, you know. And I feel like Wayne with these features, man, you put niggas on here that people don't really rock with. Hoodie Baby and Baby E definitely shouldn't have been on there. I think Zoe Dallas is that nigga that was dissing Joe Budden. I skipped that verse. Euro kind of did his thing on this mixtape. Gutta surprised me on his features. I was like, wow, that new Freezer joint? Yeah, I think Gutta could have just had that a solo joint because he went in on that motherfucker. I was like, wow, like Gutta has a better verse than Wayne. what? This is like crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I'll edge it to gutter because he matched the flow. He understood the beat. He just did his thing on it. So I was like, wow, surprised at that joint. My dog, did y'all listen to the way Wayne, I skipped all the way to Wayne verse. Like I listened to the song a couple times and Hoodie Baby was cool, but the way Wayne understood the flow, the cadence of that record, he murdered that shit. It's like, god damn. Like when I first heard it, I was like high as shit. I'm listening to it, I'm like, this nigga is snapping. Cause I was smoking weed and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep. I just let the whole mixtape play, and I remember every song that I liked and every little metaphor, punchline, bar. So when I woke up the next morning, I ran the tape back and that shit was just fucking crazy. But that, my dog, man, that shit was crazy. Yeezy sneakers was lit. I didn't know what to expect on that. I was like, Yeezy sneakers, nigga, I don't even like them shits. And then it's just like the way his wordplay, his wittiness about the bitch. I hear say, some. Like, you don't like Adidas sneakers, why you wearing Yeezy sneakers? She don't even, like, you know what I mean? Like, certain things like that, he'll counter it where it's like, you say this, but then it's really this. You say this, but it's really this. You do this, but it's really that. I thought that was dope as shit. That's like one of the dopest records on here, Yeezy Sneakers. Definitely love that song. But basically the tape was cool. It just, I don't know, I was expecting something different. Yeah, I won't say no crazy shit. Like, I think Sarah Bond was just like, I think he wanted more of a original production, or like songs. He kept saying something like songs, like this is good, but it's like songs. I think he comparing his albums to his mixtapes, and it's like this what Wayne been doing as far as his mixtapes. And I think that he's confusing Wayne with 50 Cent, how 50 Cent would take a record, a beat from somebody else, and turn it, you know, and do it song format. I think that's what he was probably looking at with Wayne. It's like Wayne really never did that. You know what I mean? If it's a beat, he gonna get on that bitch and destroy it. You know what I mean? Do what he do. He don't really do the whole song format, you know, here and there. But I would have thought he would have had one or two original joints on here, but he didn't. But I just feel like this, it wasn't as bad as some people was putting it. Because I went out the window and said some crazy shit at first, but then I didn't really pay attention to it. But then once you pay attention to it, it's not his best mixtape, you know what I mean? But out of all the Dedication series, you can definitely say this is better than at least number 3 or number 4. You know what I mean? Because I feel like 5 are just too many fucking songs. But I do feel like 5 brought him back to where it's like, okay, this is the mixtape Wayne we've been missing. This just solidified his craziness of how his flow is, his metaphors, his bars and shit. But I will say he referenced coke so many times in this fucking mixtape. It's a shame. It's like, damn, I get it, but at this point, on Carter 4, you did say you left it alone, but he referencing so much. He referenced drugs so much on this joint. I mean, that's notable. Wayne, pussy, eating pussy, fucking and shit, money. But I mean, just the way he flowed and shit just made it a great listen. But overall, I gave it a 7 out of 10. You know, it wasn't that bad of a listen, and I definitely been running it back ever since I've downloaded or whatever the case may be. But I want to see what this 2 gonna be like, and I hope he do put like a couple more artists on it. I heard it's supposed to be a Drake feature, a Trippie Redd feature, you know, and let's hope some of the production is a little bit different. Like some of the songs that I see, it's like, all right, but they questionable, you know what I mean? It's just like, really, New Freezer, that's kind of new. I mean, it threw me away where it was like, nigga, you didn't even grab a Lil Pump instrumental. That's crazy to me. I was like, nigga, you got 2 Uzi tracks, but you didn't get a Lil Pump, because I think he would have killed Gucci Gang. Like, you know what I mean? But that's just my personal opinion. It's just a lot of other records that when you listen to them, you be like, okay, Wayne definitely sound good on this. And I would feel like the 3rd record on Sci-Hi album, that beat, I think Wayne would do good on that. But I don't know. We just got to see what he brings to the table on this too. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you enjoyed the album. Y'all had a good Christmas. And have a great New Year's. I'ma holla at y'all, man. 1.